This is weighted opinions.
What's up, legends? It is the weekend. That means it is time for everybody's favorite podcast, Weighted Opinions, the show where I put ideas on the bar and see what they actually weigh. And today, oh yeah, it's going to get a little bit spicy. It's going to get a lot sassy. It's going to age like milk in the sun. I don't even know what that means, but I'm going to talk about something that's become a global epidemic and is just spreading like a zombie apocalypse. It's not obesity. That's already happened. Social media, no, it's everywhere. Can't stop it. It's a powerful monster. It's not politics. Who cares? That shit's everywhere, and I'm tired of hearing it. The topic is validation. And my opinion today is that most people don't want change. They want validation, which is the title of episode 29. So let's get right into it. And now before somebody rage comments, Jared, who hurt you? Fucking relax. Nobody. Okay, I'm speaking truth. If you don't like it, this isn't the spot for you. I am truly fascinated by generation after generation of the future that's upcoming here, who will come forward and ask for advice. And then they get offended when the advice requires effort. What? Let's just get right into it. People say they want honesty. No, I don't believe that. They don't at all. They want compliments. And they want unfiltered access to worldwide global Wi-Fi with unlimited coverage no matter where they are, so that they can receive their TikTok and Instagram comments and compliments from people that mean nothing to them, that they'll never meet, and whatever. Let's think about it for a second. How many times have you heard somebody say, like, now be honest, but the second that that honesty arrives, all of a sudden that person is negative and combative because they didn't hear what they want to. So now apparently be honest means, please tell me I'm so amazing exactly the way that I am. And if you don't, you're toxic. No, Paisley. That's honesty. And what the fuck, Paisley? It's not even a name. It's a pattern, and it's a shitty pattern. That's a different topic, but no, Paisley, whatever. Yeah, that's not honesty. That's customer service, where you have to smile and wave, and even when you know that person's not right, but you have to because you want to keep a job and get a paycheck, right? Yeah. So people are going to do what I call, it's a thing. It's a whole competition. It's a sporting thing for them. Let's call it the advice shopping Olympics. Okay. So what the hell am I talking about? Have you ever, you've probably been guilty of it. I've probably been guilty of it. Have you ever noticed that someone will ask 10 different people the same exact question? And not because they're looking for a global consensus or a group kind of response and what's the common denominator here. It's not because they're looking for wisdom. It's because they're shopping for that one answer to validate their bullshit that avoids them having to change or put any work in, right? So it would go something like asking your first friend, or your first friend saying, hey, you need to set boundaries. And you're like, nah. And then your second friend is like, hey, girl, I think you should stop drinking every weekend. And you're like, bitch, nah. And number 3 would be like, ooh, you just got broken up with again. You're choosing the same kind of relationship over and over. And you're like, oh, that's a little harsh, Kinsley. Kinsley and Paisley, I don't know. I'm choosing those ones. That's it today. And then you go to the next one who's like, girl, you're perfect. Never change. Bingo. There it is. That's the Nobel Prize winner. That's my best friend. Finally, an expert who agrees with everything I already wanted to hear. And now I'm content and I'm going to stop asking the question. Amazing how that works, right? You thinking about it? Have you done it before? Are you guilty? We all are. Yeah. That's a hot start. Let's give you a minute to just soak it in and we'll progress nicely. We're just going to go rapid fire. Just keep dialing it in and going after it today. So this next part, I think we've started confusing support with agreement. So let me tell you why. And here's where some of you might get weird and be like, that's bullshit. But I'm going to explain it. Calm down. People think supporting someone or being a good friend means never challenging them. And no, that's complete bullshit. Because sometimes support is going to sound like, hey, I actually think you're capable of doing more. Or sometimes your support should tell you you're lying to yourself and call you on it. Sometimes support says, hey, you know what? This is like the 5th time the same sort of thing has happened with different people. I think you're the common denominator. So you might need to like look inside, do some introspection and figure it out. And that's not cruelty. That is friendship. That's a real friend. Okay. A real friend doesn't hand you another shovel while you're digging a hole and then look at you and go like, hey, why are you still digging? I don't know. You just helped me, asshole. Like, why the fuck do you think? And that's going to lead me into what I'm going to call a part of society now, and a big part of society that is focused on the compliment economy. So thanks in large part to social media, which if you've been watching all 29 episodes, I think I poo on probably almost every episode. Social media has created a bizarre economy with a fake ass currency and just a whole bunch of bullshit that people are more worried about than their real life. You know, there's the digital world and then there's the real world, and people are way more hung up in this digital world right now than the real world. So prime example, you post your workout. Yeah, I'm going to attack my own culture. Post your workout. Instantly, validation. Good for you. Way to get after it. You post your breakfast, like, oh my God, look, so healthy. Way to go. That's amazing. Post a crying video, one of my personal favorites. Instant validation, like, girl, you're so strong. Be so brave. Are you fucking kidding me? They took time to get their lighting perfect, like I just did, and set up a fucking tripod and pose themselves and start crying on video, and then they posted it. That shit's embarrassing. Why the hell are you applauding that? That's insane. Anyways, here's a little bit of a tangent. Let's say you announce you're starting your healing journey for the 15th time this year. It's July. Yeah, that's like twice a month. It's crazy. Instantly, boom, standing ovation. Amazing. That's incredible. You're so strong. We're so proud of you. If you actually finish something quietly, or you offer some form of viable education and quality advice, crickets. Absolutely nothing. Do you know how many more views these videos would be getting, this podcast would be getting if I was a hot naked woman? A lot, let me tell you. Yeah. Or if I was a juiced up dude? A lot. But for the wrong reasons. That's why I don't do it. I don't care. Okay? I'm trying to offer actual value up. So I think this stupid, superficial part of society and this compliment economy, we've become addicted to announcing change instead of becoming change or affecting actual change. Yeah. So again, I'm going to attack my own branch of this in the fitness version. Okay. So you know this person. They spend 3 weeks researching the perfect workout split. This is the one I've been missing my whole life. All the perfect supplement stacks. Oh my God, did you know that glutathione is the only thing I've been missing? And that's probably what's wrong with my thyroid. Yeah, okay, we've heard it. That's amazing. They find the perfect lifting shoes. This is the reason I haven't been able to fully tap into my musculature and build incredible muscle bellies. Then they craft the perfect playlist because, you know, you can't do it without that perfect bit of motivation playing in your ears. And then they order up that perfect shaker bottle that really just encapsulates who they are as a person so they can show it off to people in the gym that they don't know, that they might never see again. Validation. Yeah. And then they craft the perfect gym outfit that coordinates with the shoes and their hair, and it's insane. By the time they're done all of that, NASA could have and probably already did launch another rover to Mars and is viably looking at a different place for humanity to evolve. But whatever. How many actual workouts completed? 1? Maybe. But don't worry. You know what? They made a reel about fucking locking in. That's it. They've inspired a nation. Everybody's so fired up. You did it. You affected real change. Just not in yourself or any of your peers or your community or whatever. Maybe just Bahara in Bangladesh. Is that a name? I don't fucking know. Anyways. Yeah, I think that's good. Digest some of that. Enjoy it. Think about it. And we're going to keep it going. Okay, let's switch gears slightly. Okay. Let's talk about the comfort of being understood, right? Let's be fair. Validation feels good. You can't lie about that. It feels good. We all love getting noticed. We love compliments. You get a haircut and somebody's like, "Oh my God, did you get your haircut? It looks so good." You're like, "Hell yeah, dude, I'm fresh as fuck." Validation feels good, right? Everybody likes feeling seen. I don't know. That's just one of those current day things that I hate. I feel so seen. It's stupid. Whatever. Everybody enjoys empathy, right? Everybody likes knowing that somebody understands their struggle. So you know you're not just batshit crazy. All of that is human. I don't disagree. The problem starts when understanding becomes the finish line. Like, oh, yeah, no, I get it. So, like, we're all good here and you're good. Don't worry about anything else. I'm confused. All we've done is acknowledge something. We haven't fully addressed it, figured out like a strategy to improve or get. That's not the finish line. You barely even started. The hell's. Some people don't want solutions. They just want witnesses. That's why they love to identify as their problems. They want somebody to nod while they continue to do exactly what they've always done, but complain that shit isn't getting better. That's insanity. Okay? If your life is a car that's stuck in the mud per se, you don't need somebody to compliment the paint job. You need the push. Okay? Your paint doesn't fucking matter. You could be driving this rusted old piece of crap. But if somebody gives you a push, you're going to get out of the mud. Yes, I know it's fucking insane, but here we are, all suffering on this same freaking stupid ride we're stuck on. And now, again, I think this is part of this social economy and weird currency of understanding and identifying as problems and whatever, is that everybody's bullshit excuses and obtuse excuses, whatever you want to call them, they have a fucking fan club. Like, if I'm being completely honest, excuses are now social creatures. Like, they travel in packs. It's a way that they identify and like associate. And that's what groups people together. That's their clique, is like, we all have the same bullshit excuses, so we love each other. It's fucking weird. Have you ever noticed how people who constantly make excuses somehow always find each other now? It's like there's an underground support group. Like, hi, my boss is the problem. And it's like, bitch, me too. Same. My metabolism's broken. Holy fuck, I hate my boss and my metabolism's broken. That's insane. I would have started, but Mercury was in the microwave. Oh, girl, same. I know it's Mercury's in retrograde, but I make fun of it because it's fucking stupid too. I'd never heard that until a few years ago, and now everybody says it. I'm in a bad mood. I didn't sleep well because Mercury's in retrograde. What? Maybe it's because you had 1,600 milligrams of caffeine, you didn't exercise, you don't drink water, and you haven't done anything to check off your basic report card. But I'm sure it's about Mercury and Gatorade or whatever the fuck you said. Anyways, there's another tangent. Somewhere, astrology is just catching another stray because of all of these basic ass fucking bitches that keep blaming this shit. So, sorry, astrology, but like, I guess you're welcome because I'm putting them on blast and trying to clear your name. Yeah, I know. It's wild. I'm just firing from the hip here. But you're here because you asked for me, so you're going to get me. And I'm just going to keep driving the bus. I think growth is, how am I going to word this? It's offensively inconvenient. And this is why validation is so damn addictive, is because it doesn't require anything and change does. Yeah, I know. There's probably a lot of you going like, fuck. So hot in here, he's catching on to everything. Yeah. Validation doesn't require anything. Change does. So validation says, you're fine, right? But growth says, nah, let's get uncomfortable. And then validation claps back like, none of this is your fault though. But then growth is like, okay, but like, what are we going to do about it? Which one feels better? Which one makes you better? Guess which one people buy though? Not the right fucking one. Unfortunately, it's on the shelf in uglier packaging for a higher price. And people are like, fuck that. I'm getting the pretty one for cheaper. Yeah, we're going to marinate. It's time to move back on here. All right, we're just going to keep it moving freaking light speed today. No brakes, all gas. I'm just going to dive into this part that I'll call the feedback filter. So, have you ever noticed that the people who improve the fastest or the quickest are usually the ones that ask for criticism or critical feedback? Athletes do it, the best coaches do it, business owners do it, artists do it, everybody. They're not saying, hey, please tell me how amazing I already know I am. They ask, where am I weak? Where could I be better? Like, how could I be the best? Because your ego wants an applause, but excellence wants correction so that it can keep climbing that ladder. All right? So, I don't know. I think in this whole digital economy and everything that we've created here with, you know, a digital landscape for your life and digital shopping for everything, and we've lost a certain touch with our humanity, right? And now we live by these confines or these structures of the digital world, but we've applied them to reality and try and live our lives around them, and it's a little bit goofy. So what I'm talking about is like, imagine if we gave an Amazon review for life. So let's just imagine this. Okay, we're going to go on a trip together, a magical little journey, the magic school bus. I don't know. Imagine if we treated Amazon like we treat ourselves or our friends. Say your package that you ordered that you're so excited about, it arrives broken, but you leave 5 stars anyways. Why? The box was exploded. Nothing inside it worked or was what it was supposed to be. The delivery driver punched your mailbox. I don't know what the fuck that was about, but like, honestly, I just needed to validate Amazon's journey. Like, it was so brave and it was so amazing that they got here. It's incredible despite all these odds, and like, no, I can't use what I paid for, and like, it's not going to be any good to me, but oh my God, the journey it was so incredible. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, right? When you apply that aspect to something else like that, you hear how stupid and how batshit crazy that sounds. But yet people keep reviewing their own habits exactly like that. My sleep is terrible. I don't exercise. I eat like a cocaine addicted raccoon behind a movie theater. My finances are a fucking disaster. Don't even get me started. But honestly, I'm slaying it. I'm doing so amazing. Fucking what? Compared to what? The Titanic that just hit the iceberg? Like a houseplant that hasn't been watered in 6 months? What the hell are you comparing to? It sounds like the check engine light and every other alert is on and you're about to drive off a cliff. It's utter madness. I don't know what the hell you're even talking about or how you can say that shit with a straight face. And I think part of it now is this whole charade and, getting people to identify and feel with your emotions. Like, people are consistently auditioning for sympathy. And I just don't understand. It makes me uncomfortable. It's weird to see. And some people become like accidentally addicted to sympathy. And it's not because they're bad people. It's because I think sympathy is predictable. It's linear in the most part. And your growth isn't. So let's say you're always the victim or you're the shitty employee at work. People in turn expect less from you. It's pretty predictable. If you become powerful, you get super fit and you're like the highest outputting person in the office. Well, guess what? Now there's pressure because there's more responsibility and standards and expectations. So it's just safer to stay the person that everybody feels sorry for until one day maybe you realize that that pity and that self-loathing has actually become a prison. Whew, did that one sting? Yeah. Maybe we'll just sit there for a second. Give you a minute. Oh, okay. Some of you might not like this part. But I don't care. And guess what? The mirror doesn't care either. The mirror, it's ruthless. It doesn't care how validated you felt yesterday. Your bank account also doesn't care. Your relationships, hate to tell you, they don't care either. Your blood work, that shit really doesn't care. Reality has never once accepted your emotional receipts. You don't become healthier because people clapped about you restarting your better version or healthier version or whatever the hell I said for the 15th time this year. You become healthier. Pause. because you changed. I know, it's such a revolution. It's so crazy. So what are we going to ask? Well, let's give you the question that nobody likes. And here's the question. When you ask for advice, are you actually looking for truth, or are you looking for permission to stay exactly the same? Be honest, because the answer to that question might explain why you've been stuck for so long. Shit. Why do you gotta be so on the head all the time, Jared? Why do you gotta make me look inside and address these big scary things that I don't want to address? It makes me feel these emotions I've been compartmentalizing and open these things that have been brewing for so long, and now I'm crying, ugly crying. I better set up the tripod and record it so people can tell me how brave I am. Oh, it's another tangent. I think we're at 4 today. Yeah, I don't know. I just want society to become more conscious again. There's so many people, the vast majority of people, unfortunately, nowadays, that I describe as NPCs. If you're not familiar with that term, it's non-player character. Okay? It's a video game term for the background people that just walk around and they're programmed to just do whatever. And sometimes they glitch out and just keep walking into walls and doing stupid shit because that's all they know how to do. Unfortunately, I see a lot of people in society all day, every day, just fucking walking into walls. But the crazy part is they have driver's licenses. They're procreating. They're creating the future generations of people that are asking for advice and then getting upset when I tell them it takes work to change. Thus, the cycle that perpetuates and this frickin' sheer cliff face that society is willingly diving headfirst off of. Oh, what a time to be alive. Life has never been easier. We've never been more spoiled. We've never had more technology and amazing things at our fingertips. And somehow we are rapidly becoming cavemen and degressing. It's fucking insane. And I don't want to be Captain Depresso or anything here. And I want us all to have a reason to remain hopeful and feel good and encourage each other. But to encourage each other, we need to be real with each other. And sometimes that means calling other people out on their shit so that they can level up. And not just to be a dick, but to let them know that they have more and they can offer more. And maybe, just maybe, you could be the change in the world that the world needs to see in order for the world to change. Crazy thought? Maybe. I don't know. We're taking a little bit softer tone here. Let's move back and we're just going to finish up with our closing shot and normal routine. Okay, so as usual, I'm going to offer up my closing shot here and just close up shop nicely, call somebody out. You know how we do things. So I'm not saying validation doesn't have a place. It has its place for sure. And everybody deserves compassion at one point or another. Not all the time, because that shit gets blown out of proportion. Everybody deserves encouragement, same as compassion. See prior comments, not all the time, sometimes for sure. And everybody deserves to be heard. But eventually, someone has to love you enough to say, I believe you are capable of more, because validation comforts your current self and change builds your future self. And if every piece of advice you accept just happens to make you feel comfortable, you are probably not growing. You're just decorating the cage that you've stuck yourself in. Yeah. So, if this episode offended you, ask yourself why. If it challenged you, even better. Because if it challenges you, it changes you. And if you're growing, well, that's my goal here. So if it motivated you to stop collecting applause and start collecting evidence, then today's conversation was well worth having. So as always, my friends, if you could please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And who are we calling out today? Let's send this to that friend who constantly asks for advice, only to then put way too much effort into explaining why every suggestion won't work. You know exactly who they are. So, until next time, my friends, stay coachable, stay humble, and most of all, stay glorious. You know what? I got one more line. To sum up this whole episode. Okay. Yeah. So we were talking about digging the hole and everything before. So let's quote this bad boy. Okay. You heard it here. JC first. Some people don't want a ladder out of the hole. They just want compliments on the view. Now stay glorious.
This is weighted opinions from me and my best friends. Let me have your attention for all the stuff we will mention. Spitting all truth with fun, so unclench your bun because